Joe Biden's life in politics has been marked from its inception by its seismographic lurching from success to setback. Victories were followed by unthinkable personal tragedy, self-inflicted wounds, crippled nascent campaigns. And yet he has survived 36 years in the Senate, 8 years in the Obama administration, becoming along the way the ultimate political wingman and the nation's unofficial consoler-in-chief. His third run for the White House was playing out true to form, a front-running collapse into oblivion. Then came Super Tuesday. What do voters need to know about the man who just pulled off one of the most improbable political comebacks ever? Read Politico's compilation of key facts about Bernie Sanders. Culled from books, extensive media coverage, and the archives of Politico Magazine, this is a quick primer on the life of Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., the eldest of 4 children born to Joseph Sr. and Catherine Eugenia Finnegan, who is closer than he has ever been to achieving his lifelong ambition. He spent his childhood in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where his father struggled to find a steady job after a series of business setbacks. When Joey was 10, the Biden family moved to Wilmington, Delaware, after his father got a job selling cars. The family lived in a 3-bed, 1.5-bath tract house. The 3 Biden boys shared one bedroom with their uncle, Edward Blewett Finnegan, whom they affectionately called Boo Boo, so nicknamed because he stuttered. The 4 of them piled into 2 sets of bunk beds. As a child, Biden had a debilitating stutter. Classmates mockingly called him Dash, likening his staccato to Morse code, and Bye-Bye, on account of his attempt to say his last name. He tried to avoid stuttering by playing out conversations in advance in his head, practicing speaking while holding pebbles in his mouth, and memorizing paragraphs instead of reading them aloud from textbooks in class. During his junior and senior years at Archmere Academy, a Catholic prep school, he was elected class president but was crestfallen when school administrators blocked him from running for student body president because he had received too many demerits. He played wide receiver and halfback on Archmere's undefeated 1960 football team, catching 19 touchdown passes. While a student at the University of Delaware, he got probation for a prank in which he sprayed the dorm director with a fire extinguisher. He met his future wife, Nylia Hunter, on spring break in the Bahamas during his junior year of college. On the couple's second date, Joe didn't have enough money to pay the bill at the restaurant. Nylia slipped him a $20 under the table. When he first met Nylia's mother, she asked what he wanted to do for a living. Biden informed her he intended to become President of the United States. He and Nylia married in 1966. Their son Beau was born in 1969, followed by Hunter 1 year and 1 day later. "I'm not a keep 'em barefoot and pregnant man," Biden said in a 1970 interview. "But I am all for keeping them pregnant until I have a little girl. The only good thing in the world is kids." Their daughter, Naomi, was born the following year. In 1967, while he was a law school student at Syracuse University, he bought a puppy for Nylia and named it Senator. He was drafted after finishing law school but failed the physical because he had asthma. "I'm not big on flak jackets and tie-dye shirts," Biden said when asked later why he didn't join in anti-Vietnam War protests. "Other people marched. I ran for office, got elected to the United States Senate at 29, and came down here and was one of those votes that helped stop the war." As a public defender in Delaware, he defended a 25-year-old fisherman who stole a prize-winning Holstein cow. He claimed that he received racist phone calls over his support for public housing during his 1970 campaign for New Castle County Council. "The first time the phone rang and someone said, 'You and Lover, you want them living next to you?' I was shocked. I said, 'If you're the alternative, I guess the answer is yes.'" In 1972, at 29, he defeated incumbent Republican Senator Cale Boggs, becoming the 5th youngest person ever elected to the U.S. Senate. If elected in November, Biden, now 77, would be the oldest president ever inaugurated. Biden's father died at 86. His mother died at 92. Just a few weeks after Biden won his Senate seat, a tractor-trailer carrying corncobs struck the family's station wagon as his wife and 3 children were driving home from picking up a Christmas tree. Nylia and their 13-month-old daughter, Naomi, died before they reached the hospital. His 2 young sons, Bo and Hunter, were hospitalized with serious injuries. He was sworn into the Senate in his son Bo's hospital room. After the crash, he remained in his home in Wilmington, Delaware. He took the 75-minute Amtrak train to and from Washington each day for more than 30 years. He is called the Amtrak Cruise family, and has even hosted barbecues for conductors and attendants at his home.